Morons. It seems like they're everywhere you turn. Every single day they invade the headlines. Another half-wit criminal with a half-baked scheme. Another social media simpleton going viral. Another Florida man stretching the bounds of stupidity. Or another pack of SJWs throwing a temper tantrum. And that's not even the worst of it. From the empty talking heads on the cable news channels, to the humorless hacks in Hollywood, to the pea-brain politicians pulling the puppet strings, everywhere you look, there's another idiot telling you how to live your life.
Moron Joe, the man without a brain.
I'll have to just circle back.
At this point, we don't need to watch anything that Biden does to make fun of him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
the dude, basically, he doesn't even speak. He just talks Simlish.
Simlish?
Yeah, like...
Will you shut up, man?
I took a trip up there to the North Pole. I went there, and I vaccinated Santa Claus myself.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why all the trannies kept getting the HIV, so I had to put a dress and a wig on and go back to my favorite gay bars and bathhouses. But this time I wore my triple masks on account of the COVID. So I
slap you in the face and I say, I demand satisfaction, you son of a bitch.
Did you know that an average adult man has 144 pounds of edible meat on his body?
What? What the shit?
Oh, it is just groovy, man. I'm telling you, the vibes are immaculate.
Well, Jay and Anissa have had enough. Armed with clever satire, madcap humor, and the craziest cast of characters in podcasting, they're lining up and taking aim at the world of stupidity every single week. Because it is time to go to war. The War on Morons.
It is Tuesday, June 8th, 2021, and this is episode 84 of The War on Morons. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa, and welcome to the show where we act like smartasses and laugh at dumbasses.
Yeah, and we've got a new look for everybody watching on video, on Gab TV, YouTube, and everywhere else. I figure, hey look, if we have to live in 1984... we might as well make the show look like it's from 1984. Eh? I mean, honestly, the Ministry of Truth has nothing on the fact checkers of today.
Isn't that true? They've said for a long time that millennials are the nostalgia generation. They're not exactly doing anything to quell that in us, are they? They're not exactly making this the utopian future people said we would have.
Well, Orwell.
Well, yeah.
Orwell kind of called it.
Yeah,
Huxley, Ayn Rand. Hey, look, we're all Winston Smith today. We're all Winston Smith. And I'm not talking about the gangbanger or whatever that got shot in Minneapolis. They're literally going back 6 months, going back a year, and just erasing things. And they're just like, oh, no, that didn't happen. Oh, no, you don't remember Dr. Fauci saying that it's a crazy conspiracy theory that the coronavirus came from a Chinese lab. You don't remember him saying that masks are useless. You don't remember it last week when he said this to Congress. It didn't happen.
My favorite is that they're redefining words. So words that used to mean one thing now are incorrect, and you need to use a different word. So they're editing our speech. In particular, you posted on Facebook the other day in a rare...
why would I even bother?
in a rare moment.
Yeah, surprise, guys. I pop up every once in a while just to try to, wipe some minds, I guess. But, yeah.
Yeah, so he posted on Facebook about the Fauci email leak, which was big news.
Right.
And, of course, the fact checkers popped up on his post saying, oh, no, Fauci's emails weren't leaked. They were released under the Freedom of Information Act.
Right, that's worse for them, right?
That's a leak. I don't know.
The best part is, I wasn't even sharing. It's not like I was over there sharing articles from Gateway Pundit. I put up a meme. It was like Kermit the Frog, and he was like, I'm going to sing a song called All My Conspiracy Theories Are True, and fuck you, or something like that, right? And then there was like, no, fact check, censored. You said Fauci leaked. He did not leak. Like, you have to click on the fact check to see exactly what it is. They're not even trying to, like, say, like, oh, no, he didn't say that. Or, oh, no, this is a crazy right-wing conspiracy. Like, we begrudgingly admit that, we've been worshiping a man that's created the fucking virus and sold it to Red China. We're not going to even dispute that. We're just going to be like, oh, no, semantics, foul on the play. Leak does not equal release on FOIA. Like, wonderful job. But, my favorite part of this whole thing with fucking Fauci, and we called it, by the way.
Yeah. A lot of people called it.
A lot of people called it. We weren't the first ones, but we're the only ones that I know of that have a t-shirt that you can buy on our online shop, link down below, that literally says Hang Fauci. They keep pulling it out of the shop for saying that, like, it's hate speech or something, but if the man gets,
I think it's pretty hateful to commit mass treason.
Mass murder.
That too.
I
think that's hateful. I don't know. That's pretty offensive to me.
I think it's bad to shut down the entire global economy in order to prop up communist China while, like, basically scaring people to death.
Yeah.
Literally killing people.
Yeah.
He's like the biggest mass murderer of the 21st century. It's not even close.
No.
Hang Fauci. Honestly, we should, like, put some more letters on it and say, like, hang, draw, and quarter Fauci.
Oh, wow.
That's the punishment for treason. That's what they used to do. That's what they did to William Wallace. Watch Braveheart. But that's besides the point. My favorite part of this whole thing is seeing the fucking left-wing media is still scrambling to try to cover for this fucking guy.
How are you going to cover for this shit? Really?
They're trying. CNN, of course, CNN is the worst. They're culpable, just like Facebook. But, like, they're basically out there. There's, like, think about all the stress that Dr. Fauci was under last year. He was trying to, handle the entire pandemic. He had a lot on his mind.
I think he was actually rolling in the dough and singing Yippee-ki-yay when
he was like, oh, this is so wonderful. I'm the only one here at the Nationals game.
I don't think he was stressed at all. I think he was, you know how everybody got so excited, nobody was stressed when GameStop was going up?
Yeah.
Or Dogecoin was going up.
Right.
I feel like that was what Dr. Fauci felt all last year.
He was just like, I'm a superstar. Like, remember that interview he did with fucking Cuomo? Andrew Cuomo, they're out there just like, we're like De Niro and, what's the other one?
No, I don't fucking know.
De Niro and the other
Joe Pesci?
Casino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like, we're like De Niro and Pacino, or maybe Cuomo said
Pacino.
it. Yeah, he's like, just a couple Italian guys from New York making it big. And then he's on there in all the, like, morning talk shows. He's like, oh, look, there's a children's book now, and it says I'm a hero. Look at that. Just me. I'm the little guy. I'm a hero now. Let me throw out the first pitch of the baseball season. Like, he made himself into a superstar. He was loving it. And CNN and NBC and fucking Fox, too, they all were like, he's the saint. He's the hero.
People are literally, like, there are idiots out there who are wearing, like,
there's people that got his face tattooed on their body.
Yeah, Fauci worship. You can get him on a mask, on a t-shirt, on a tattoo.
God,
I wouldn't be
it's
surprised.
a good thing that tattoos weren't as widespread in, like, the 1930s. Because, how many of our, grandparents and great-grandparents would have, like, Adolf Hitler was pretty popular at one point, right?
Yikes.
He's less of a bastard than fucking Fauci. But yeah, no, CNN, they're going down with that ship.
And they are good rats, too. Although they're not smart rats. Because one day they're like, oh, yes, it does appear like, Dr. Fauci, may have, made some 180s or missteps or whatever. They reported on it. And now they're reporting on their report of it and saying, like, oh, well, you know what? We can find an excuse for this.
They're still working on the excuse, but they're going to, you know what the excuse is going to be? It is Trump's fault.
Yeah, of course.
I guarantee that, like, they're already starting to get there. Like, I saw something the other day, and they're like, yeah, well, there was a lot of stuff going on until, January of this year. They're literally going to pin it on Trump for not firing Fauci.
Yeah, I know the reason. I know when I don't like my boss or the president of the United States, or both, really. What I tend to do to cope with that as a form of self-care is create a gamified virus in a lab somewhere and release it into the world to kill hundreds of thousands of people. I mean, that's just self-care.
Oh,
right?
no, it was a leak. It was a leak. Flag on the play, misinformation, fact check. It was a leak, and it's Trump's fault because he should have known about it. Like, and honestly, they're gonna be like, yeah, Biden. Thank God for Biden. He got out there. He finally we found out about Fauci.
Oh yeah, Biden's the real sleuth. Biden's the real sleuth behind this operation.
Yeah, well, no, you haven't heard about Biden. He's he's a super genius. He's super fit. I saw Jen Psaki.
Super fit.
Yeah, you didn't see the press release or the press conference the other day. Jen Psaki, she literally said that Joe Biden is so physically fit, and this is a direct quote, he's hard to keep up with.
Really?
Yeah.
The man who can't get up a flight of stairs.
Well, I mean, maybe he's tired from chasing Jen around the Oval Office all day.
That I could believe.
Cue the yakety sax.
I could believe that they keep him locked in a basement somewhere.
Like Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, chasing like some kind of like, maybe he gets a hold of a kid that's like touring the White House and they have to like chase him and be like, no, Joe, not that one, let her go. And
no, let us get you a Mexican, Joe. Let us get you a Mexican.
Or the dog.
We just got a shipment in from McAllen.
Good Lord.
Yeah. Anyway, that actually, the dogs, that brings us to the number one headline of the week that didn't quite make the Stack of Stupidity. And we'll get to the Stack of Stupidity in a minute, but I couldn't find a place in the main show for this one. I just wanted to point out this headline. Being kind to dogs is racist, the university professor says.
Well, see, when Joe Biden rapes his dogs, he's not raping his dogs. He's actually being anti-racist.
Yeah,
so,
because he knows that people that are nice to dogs are white supremacists.
Apparently.
Think about it. Like, if you're not, Michael Vick, then you're in the Klan.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, honestly, we should all be starting dogfighting rings at this point to prove, solidarity.
Cultural appropriation. You can't start the dogfighting ring.
God.
You just have to have appreciation for it.
I see. Okay.
Come on, I can start it. And I will. So anybody out there in the audience,
please,
if you've got a connection, I want to get some pit bulls, some
Stop
Rottweilers.
Stop it.
What? Anyway, we're rambling.
Animal control is going to be knocking on the door in 3, 2, 1.
I'll just tell them I voted for Biden. Anyway, today, and we'll get to the headlines in a minute, but I do want to let everybody know, very excited, we've actually got a world famous author and fitness model. This guy's name is Anderson McKenzie. We ran that ad about his book last week. It's called From DQ to GQ.
Yeah.
Because this guy went from like eating at a DQ, Dairy Queen or whatever, every day to being on the cover of GQ magazine. And he's going to come on here. He's going to tell us about his book, tell us about his fitness journey. And I mean, we talked to a lot of weird and creepy and crazy people. I'm excited to talk to this dude, this Anderson McKenzie. Like, maybe I'll learn something. I could stand to lose a few pounds. I could stand to work out a little bit. Maybe he'll tell me how it's done. Yeah,
and maybe if Jen Psaki tunes in, she can get some tips on how to keep up with Mr. Biden.
Well, I mean, Jen, it starts with the adrenochrome. You need to, Jesus, you've been hanging out with those fucking people long enough. They haven't let you in on... Anyway, we've got a good one lined up for you tonight, of course. Streaming everywhere, Twitch, Gab TV, YouTube, DLive, wherever they'll let us hang out. And of course, in podcast form, thank you for listening. Thank you for the downloads at homimediagroup.podbean.com.
Yes, and if you want to be a part of the show, give us a call into our hotline at 813-906-9099. Give us an email at thewaronmorons@gmail.com or hit us up on MeWe, Gab, Facebook, or just leave us a comment down below in the chat. We'd love to hear from you.
Yep. And don't forget, we mentioned it already, online shop on Bonfire. Check it out. We've got our new shirt with our new logo right here.
Looking fresh.
Yeah, the retro throwback. Just check it out. There's some cool shit there. But anyway, without further ado, it's the Stack of Stupidity. All All right, so let's start things off in Union County, Georgia, where the local fire department has a very important announcement, which, frankly, it might be relevant where you live, too. Stop calling 911 about cicadas.
Cicadas?
I don't know how to fucking say it. They only pop up, what was it, every 17 years or something?
Yeah.
Cicadas, is it?
Yeah, cicadas.
You say cicadas, I say cicadas.
There you go.
Either way, they're fucking annoying. Nobody likes them. They're these, like, weird little bugs. I guess the deal is that they, like, live underground. They're dormant for, a generation. And then they make a freaking ton of noise. They're just like...
I've yet to see or hear one.
Oh, no, I've dealt with them before.
I really haven't.
Yeah, it's been a while. I was literally, like, I was a teenager, I think, the last time that I remember them coming around. I was living in Virginia, I think, at the time. I guess they're mostly on the East Coast. They're annoying. They sound like chirping, like crickets or something, and they're just really, really loud and shrill.
Look, I was sheltered as a teenager, and I'll be the first to say, if I had to live underground for 17 years, I would probably scream too. Like, if you come out into this world, like, you see what's going on in the world right now, right? Imagine you've been underground for 17 years. You pop up, Joe Biden's president, America's run by communists, and, I don't know, the world is supposedly dying. Like, I'd start screaming.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they saw a lecture from that teenager in Sweden.
Oh, Jesus.
And they're just like, Jesus, we just got out, and now the fucking world's gonna end, like, before we even go back underground again. But yeah, they're annoying. They make a lot of noise, and these fucking idiots in Union County, Georgia, keep calling the police. And they're calling 911.
I have a noise complaint.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what they expect to happen here. Like,
the cops shoot anything you call them on. So, I mean, I just imagine...
That's a story, right?
That'd be some great target practice, actually. I mean, how impressive would that be? You know, forget about target practice in a gun range. That's old news. But if you could just go bam, 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 like in an old Western movie and, like, get cicadas, like, one by one.
It sounds like a bonus round when you're playing, like, one of those hunting games in the arcade. But you know, they're calling, I guess because these idiots think that there are car alarms going off.
Oh, God.
So... they had to, like, release a tweet and, like, an official report, and they're just like, stop fucking calling us. There's real emergencies going on. Honestly, there probably are. This day and age, there's some BLM riots probably happening down the street. We don't care about the cicadas or Chicagos or whatever. Anyway, you guys get the point. Stop calling the police on fucking bugs.
All right. Well, now that the whole cicada panic has been quelled, fingers crossed, let's talk about a force of nature that the experts say we should be worried about. Basically, modern-day doomsday prophets are now warning us about the evils of tree farts.
Is that like if you eat a tree, like your farts are gonna smell or something?
No, it has nothing to do with eating the tree.
I thought it was like a beer fart.
No, much worse than
an egg fart. There's a lot of varieties of farts out there.
Could you stop it? That's just, I don't want to think about beer and egg farts now. I'm already thinking about tree farts.
All right, well, what's a tree fart?
Okay, so a tree fart is actually something that contributes about a fifth of the greenhouse gases from what's called ghost forests. Essentially, what's happening here is dead trees are letting off carbon. They're releasing carbon into the air. And this is a problem because, as we all know, the naturally occurring, element that is carbon is evil. And so...
What the fuck? Who came up with this? AOC? Like, I know she was busy with the whole bullshit about her abuela last week, but I mean, God. I wouldn't put it past her, you know? Ghost forests and farting... like, for one, if the
zombie tree farts, basically.
So this is the first time trees have ever died. That's apparently
what we should really do is we should really just... I mean, I don't even know how you propose to solve the tree fart problem.
Nuke the Amazon.
Oh!
In fact, nuke every forest on the planet. We can't risk we have to vaporize these trees.
Well, first I think think we need to give Elon Musk like $3 trillion to develop a new way to generate oxygen.
Don't
using
give them any
batteries.
ideas, for Christ's sake.
Tesla trees are all the rage.
We don't need trees. I mean, you got to remember, human beings are bad. Our very species is a scourge upon the earth. Let's just cut out the middleman. Let's all kill ourselves. Let's just all die. You know, we can all take.
But then who would solve the tree farts problem?
That'll solve itself. They can't fart forever. Like, how long does a tree fart after it dies?
Maybe we should all just go plant Beano in the forest. You know how like some companies plant a tree every time you buy something? We need to start, maybe every time somebody buys a shirt from our shop, we should go plant a Beano in the forest.
I'll do that.
Take Beano before the trees die, and there'll be no gas.
That's brilliant. You solved it.
Thank you.
Anyway, if you think the ever-shifting definition of climate change, I'm assuming this is some climate change bullshit.
Of course.
If you think that's confusing, get ready, because the woke-tard mafia, well, now they want to change what we call the seasons themselves. So this kind of goes back to your earlier point about like the ever-changing definition of words, and it kind of goes back to the point about 1984 being a real reality nowadays. So we cannot use the word summer. It's bad. We can't say spring. We can't say winter. No, it's racist.
How? How is it racist? I demand an answer that makes sense. Make sense.
Look, you can't ask them to make sense. That's the one thing they don't do. The reasoning, it's somewhat sound. It's just retarded. So basically they're saying that it's Northern Hemisphere specific seasonal language. Because you see, winter for us, in December, January, February, whatever winter is. Well, down in Australia and maybe South America and whatever else is down there, maybe South Africa, well, their winter is actually warm. So, like, in January down there, they call it summertime.
Yeah, okay, and also, their toilets flush counterclockwise. Should we, fix our toilets, too? What the hell is this?
I didn't even think of this. So toilets are also racist. Jesus Christ. Somebody get Greta on the phone. So instead of saying that, just say the specific month. Or they want you to say... They want you to use financial terms.
Please.
They're like instead of saying oh man, it's summertime. Be like, oh yeah, it's Q3 time.
Well, Q3 is late, fall. Q2 would be summer. Boy, that's gonna change a lot of classic songs. I gotta say, I'm not looking forward to the rewrite of Boys of Q2.
Boys of Q2 or White Boy Q2. I think they already don't like that one.
After the boys of Q2 are gone. It doesn't have the same ring to it, gotta say.
No, it actually sounds like, speaking of Elon Musk, it sounds like something they'd be, maybe Grimes can do a remix.
Oh my god.
I don't even want to think about this anymore. Just thinking about Grimes kind of makes my ears hurt.
Okay, good point.
Moving on.
Well, changing gears here, let's go on down to Texas, where, we're not thinking about the seasons, we're not thinking about anything racist. What we're talking about here is just good old-fashioned stupidity, folks.
A classic.
Some lady in Texas climbed into an enclosure at the El Paso Zoo to feed hot Cheetos to spider monkeys.
Okay, see, that is racist.
How is that racist?
Why they gotta be hot Cheetos?
Okay, fair enough.
To the monkey.
Actually, that's the most racist thing I've heard all day. It's a lot more racist than spring and summer, I'll tell you that much. Okay?
So what was this? Did she learn nothing from Harambe? Did we learn nothing from Harambe? Did they shoot this bitch?
Harambe died in vain.
Did they shoot her?
No, they did not shoot her. She did not get caught until after the fact. She was caught on camera because she was filming this for social media.
Do they know who she is? Obviously she's got a social media. They can track her down, right?
Yeah, of course.
Shoot her then.
They already tracked her down. The zoo has pressed charges. She's been fired from her job at a law firm because she did something incredibly stupid. She basically, I think, she was, playing music in the video and twerking, too, if I'm remembering this correctly. But, look, Guys, I don't have to tell you, you guys have brains. Spider monkeys are vicious. They may look cute behind glass, but they're fucking dangerous.
Well, now they have a goddamn taste for hot Cheetos. They're gonna start breaking into 7-Elevens. Like, this is actually gonna start a trend. Like, we're gonna, like, I'm telling you guys, monitor World Star, because hot Cheetos are delicious. They're addictive. They're not very nutritious, but, I mean, you know, I'll give them a pass there. Spider monkeys breaking out of zoos to steal your snacks.
Honestly, I'd just like to give this woman a tip, because she's out of a job. She's clearly retarded. I'm gonna make her life easier. Look, you want to become the world's first influencer that feeds junk food to monkeys? Fine. God bless you, I guess. But go to Florida. They have wild monkeys that are not owned by zoos. They do carry herpes virus, but I have a feeling that won't concern you. So go to Florida and feed them whatever you decide. I mean, at least then you probably won't have charges pressed against you.
No, I mean, you go to Florida, you could probably go to the Miami Zoo and do this, and DeSantis will be like, I'll allow it. We believe in liberty down here, and there's nothing in the fucking Constitution that says that you can't feed monkeys hot Cheetos.
Location.
Yeah, Texas is, you know, Texas is a rhino state. They won't let you feed. Right. Moving on. So speaking of breaking into a place where you definitely don't belong and where you probably don't want to be, a drunk Milwaukee teenager broke into an Airbnb to, I guess, to try to rob it.
Sure.
Now, he was so drunk that he passed out and just ended up taking a nap.
Oh, well, that's a successful robbery.
Yeah, I mean, that's not exactly the I guess he just stole a few Z's.
Yeah, I guess he's not a master criminal.
But here's the best thing. So the Airbnb that he broke into, the people renting it were a bunch of police officers.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, why?
Well, I guess they're there for like a retreat or why the fuck would you go to Milwaukee? They're from Montana, by the way.
Why the hell would you go on why would you rent an Airbnb with your coworkers?
Well, I mean, they're getting some training. Maybe they're... Honestly, this would make more sense if it was the other way around, because...
You know that they're defunding the police over there in Montana, apparently.
Maybe they were applying for a job, because they probably are in Milwaukee, and Montana's like, we actually don't really need the police. Everybody here has a gun. And Milwaukee is probably still burning down.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey, let's go down there and get some of that, some of that Democrat money.
Right.
Because at this point, they're probably begging anybody that's willing to take the job. So maybe they were going down there.
They were just trying to save a few pennies, because otherwise you'd think they'd get them some hotel rooms.
Yeah. Either way, though, they ended up, making an arrest because this guy broke into the house at like 2:30 in the morning. Nobody heard him. He didn't steal anything. He just passed out. But he made enough noise that one of the guys heard, I guess later on. So they go upstairs and they find this guy, having a drunk snooze on one of the empty beds, and when he woke up, he's in handcuffs, and they just turned him into to the Milwaukee cops. To be honest, this guy's probably lucky. It could have ended up a lot worse for him.
Yeah, I mean, I have to imagine if you break into somebody's house and pass out, you're fair game for anything. I mean, you walk into the wrong house.
Target practice.
Hey!
Yeah. I don't know. This whole story's fucking weird. It sounds like the sort of thing you'd see on like a shitty Reno 911 episode.
It does.
Like once they went to Quibi or whatever it was, and they're just like...
Honestly, this sounds like something one of the cops on Reno 911 would do, not a citizen.
Well, yeah, one of the cops would be the drunk that breaks into the house, but all the other cops would be there too, and it would be a whole thing, confusion, and they'd end up shooting them. It'd be good, actually.
Yeah, we should write that.
Yeah.
Hey, Reno 911 creators, if you're out there and still doing stuff somehow, we're available.
Please do keep doing stuff. I love that show.
All right. Well, believe it or not, that may not even be the worst drunken break-in of the week. Here's another headline for you.
All right.
A drunk driver crashed her SUV into a rehab facility. Sometimes God sends you a sign.
Sometimes you send him a sign, apparently.
I mean, if that doesn't get your attention, I don't know what will.
Talk about rock bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, did they even let them leave the scene of the accident? Or are they just like, you know what, honestly, a room just opened up. Like, quite literally, thank you.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, this is really insane.
Was this, like, on purpose? Were they trying to, like, break out one of their buddies from the bar or something?
No. So this is a 41-year-old Pennsylvania woman. She was, just trucking along as one does in her 99 Mercury Mountaineer on a Sunday night when, whoops-a-daisy, she fell asleep. She was incredibly drunk, and her joyride came to an abrupt end when she crashed through the window of the Silver Pines Treatment Center.
That might have been the sign for some people that are, like, checked in there. They might have been thinking about, like, you know what, this rehab thing kind of sucks. I've been here for fucking weeks. I just want to drink. I
can handle it.
Yeah, I don't need to quit. I just need to, just...
cut back a little.
I just need to do less cocaine. And then all of a sudden, a 1999 fucking Mercury breaks through your window and somebody stumbles out fucking wasted with a bottle of Jägermeister in their hand.
Think I'll stay sober.
You know what, actually,
rehab might be the best place for me.
What the fuck? All right, well, you know what? If that rehab place has any extra beds, I can't think of anyone more deserving than the woman in our next story.
More deserving than the woman who drove herself into the rehab?
Yeah, more deserving.
Wow.
More deserving. This woman, she's actually making her second appearance on the War on Morons. So remember, I want to say like a month or two back, there was a story about some chick in Florida who had spent like a month crawling around the sewers.
Yes, I do remember her.
Yeah, like...
How could you forget? She like went into like... She like found a doorway to the sewer at her boyfriend's house and she was like, I wonder what this holds.
Yeah, well, guess what? She did it again.
She did the same damn thing.
She did not learn her lesson from getting literally caught in the sewer. She now... To her credit, she didn't do it in the same place. She learned her lesson enough that she's like, you know what, in Florida, it's kind of swampy. There's alligators crawling around down there.
You're kidding.
Fuck that. Well, I don't know if that's exactly what she said. They didn't interview the fucking woman, but...
They should!
She got caught this time, she was naked in drainage pipes in Texas, and apparently she'd been down there for about 3 weeks. So she's doing this state by state now.
So this is like this woman's idea of a fun vacation.
I mean, apparently, I don't know how this even, like, if this happened to me once, I wouldn't even want to live in a house with fucking plumbing. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't want to live at all. I'd be like, you know what, I'm too far gone.
Yeah, well, apparently she just wanted to keep exploring, so she found herself in another... underground tunnel system. Now, the best part of this story that just really jumped out to me is that her family knew she was there. Apparently, like, they're used to it at this point. This was they tracked her phone's location because, never go jumping down a fucking sewer manhole without your iPhone. So they tracked her GPS. They figured out she's somewhere around the Dallas, Texas suburb of Grand Prairie. And instead of saying, like, hey, let's call the authorities, let's get her out of there, let's get her some fucking mental help, their response was, hey, let's just make sure she's hydrated and she's got something to eat.
What?
They started dropping snacks, like bags of food and Gatorades down manholes.
You're kidding. Come on.
Yeah, this is not even a joke.
Come on.
Yeah, her family went to Texas. They found manhole covers. They took the manhole covers off, and they dropped down, groceries, basically.
I don't understand. Like, what warning signs does a person give off as a child? Like, you know how, like, serial killers, like, will mutilate animals when they're children?
Yeah.
What kind of fucking warning signs does a kid give off if they're going to become the naked sewer explorer? Like...
Maybe they think that you can swim in the toilet. Maybe they, you remember that Tiny Toons Adventure? You ever see that show?
Yeah.
For some reason, this one just has stuck with me for decades. But there was one episode where the guy, I think it was the little Daffy Duck character, and he would always flush his toys and stuff down the toilet.
Yeah.
And like he'd flush his rubber duck down there, and he'd go, "Ducky, go down the hole." And he's like, "Oh, that was fun." And he's like, he'd run and grab like a cell phone. Cell phone, go down the hole. Gatorade, go down the hole. He's just like flushing shit down. Maybe she was doing this.
Honestly, I think the number one red flag that your child could give off if they're going to become a naked sewer explorer.
Naked sewer
explorer. Naked Lara Croft. I would say it's, probably they have an imaginary friend who lives in a drain, storm runoff drain, right? Imaginary friend, clown, red nose, red hair, red balloon.
You're going with the It reference.
Yeah.
So this is what would have happened if Georgie went down there.
If he grew up, he would have become a transgender naked sewer explorer. In fact, I'm not convinced that this isn't him.
Well, hey, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she saw a balloon floating out of the...
I mean, that's as good a reason as any to crawl down in the sewer. Am I right or am I right?
We all float down there. Anyway, this is stupid as fuck. We're getting a call here, and
all right.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hello, area code 505. You're on with the Morons. Go ahead and state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, man, it's Lara from New Mexico. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good, Lara. How about yourself?
I'm doing just groovy, man. I'm doing just groovy. But, I gotta say, I'm pretty bummed that you were, hating on that woman for going down into the sewers. What's up with that?
I mean, we've got to cover that story. That's not something that we can just save till next week. This lady is going down in the sewers multiple times and, crawling around in the muck. I don't know why. I mean, you don't think that's a funny story?
Man, there is nothing wrong with, exploring the drainage pipes, man. She was probably just looking for the portal.
The what?
The portal. Oh, my God. Don't tell me. I sent you that tuning fork. Don't tell me. You haven't contacted Zebulon yet?
Oh, God. This again. So you're the lady, I remember. So you believe in aliens, and there's an alien, what did you say his name was? Zeprox or something? Zebulon. So what does he have to do with the sewers?
Oh, my God. So... you would know all this if you'd just done the meditation I sent you. You can talk to him, dude. He's, super cool. But anyways, I'll just explain it to you. I can't believe you haven't done that yet.
I don't think I've got enough. I don't think I've got enough pharmaceuticals in my cabinet to tap into that meditation.
Oh my God. Well, anyways, there's portals all over the world, man. And Zebulon put them here. They're wormholes. And, he can't just put them anywhere. You can't just put it next to, a Waffle House. You've got to, hide that shit, man. So, only the people who know,
So he's putting interdimensional portals in the sewer system underneath Dallas.
Yeah, man, all over the place.
Where is this something that you got from the meditation?
Yeah, me and Zebulon, we talk all the time. We're super tight, and he understands that not everybody's ready for the wisdom that he has to offer, but for those who are, sometimes this planet is just too heavy, man. We need to be able to reach the higher dimensions, and that's what the portals are for.
All right, and that's what the septic system is for as well.
Well, no, you're not. I can tell you don't believe me, but I can prove it.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I knew that we were going to get alien disclosure this summer. I didn't know we were going to break it on the War on Morons with Lara from New Mexico. But if you can prove it, by all means, I'm all ears.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're about to go into a mass awakening. Like, people need to realize this stuff. So, basically, think about it. Like, how else do you explain that nobody's ever found a dead Bigfoot or a dead chupacabra, man? Like,
because Bigfoot and chupacabra aren't real.
Oh, come on, man. Come on. Open your mind, man. People see them all the time. But you just don't catch them. And the reason you don't catch them is because they go down to the portals, man.
Before they die.
Yeah, man.
So Bigfoot... Bigfoot gets shot or something, or chupacabra is, he's getting up there in age, he feels his time is near, and they say, let's go down in the sewer, let's find one of Zebulon's portals, we gotta get out of here, we can't leave a body.
Yeah, man, now you're getting it. Like, let's face it, this world is like, I don't know, man, it's like the universal equivalent of a quinta or something. Like, not even. Like, some budget in type shit, man. Like, if you're gonna go, like, don't go here. Like, go to the universe, man. Like, return to the, like, nothingness of it all, man. Like, the nothingness and the everythingness,
That's, it's pretty profound. You know what? I think you're winning me over. And I think everybody in the audience as well. I mean, how could we refute a point like this?
Groovy, man. I mean, I knew, Zebulon told me that if I kept calling you guys, like, I could change a lot of minds.
Thanks for calling in, Lara. You definitely changed something. I'm going to let you go, but you stay safe out there. Don't go slipping into the wrong dimension, okay?
Okay, stay groovy, man.
I mean, you know what? I guess honestly, her justification is less crazy than the actual story there.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I mean...
The only justification I can have for that at all is that, you know what, for the past year, people have been saying we're the conspiracy theorists.
Right.
At this point, I don't think we can discredit anybody as a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. A year from now, we're going to be like, Lara was right. Put some more money in the Lara was right jar. You didn't think that chupacabras were going through wormholes in the sewer, but, Lara did, and she called it. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it, Anderson Cooper. Fuck you.
So we live in a simulation, folks. Anyway, so
Definitely. Anyway, let's go down from New Mexico to Old Mexico, where a political party might just have solved identity politics once and for all.
You're kidding.
Well, all right. So in Mexico, they've got this weird affirmative action rule when it comes to their elections that every political party has to have at least 50% of their candidates have to be women, basically. Now, they've got more parties and stuff there. They've got like a different form of government, so it's not just like the Democrats and the Republicans. So they've got a lot of, smaller parties and stuff. But either way, it's the law. You have to have, I guess actually it's a 50-50 man-woman quota. So I guess you better have an even number.
What if you have an odd number? I was just about to say that.
Well, you better find another candidate somewhere, or you make somebody not run. And you got to make sure at least half of them have, a Y chromosome and the other half don't.
Wait, they're still going by chromosomes down in Mexico?
Well...
They're pulling this shit and they're going by chromosomes.
Well... If they were, this wouldn't have happened. So, so this party, they found a modern solution to a modern problem. They didn't have any women that had registered to run for office. So rather than going out and finding some, they just got half of their male candidates to self-identify as women.
Well, there you go. And there we have it, folks. Equality.
Equality. The best thing
This is what the feminists were fighting for this whole time.
The extinction of the female half of the species.
Right, because why should we get representation as females when a man could just be a female for us?
You know, this is what happens when you have stupid laws. When you have stupid laws, you have stupid responses to the laws in order to make it work. Because at the end of the day, I mean, you know, politicians are going to be politicians. If they want to run for office, they're going to run for office. Now, my favorite part of this is a left-wing party. So these are the kinds of, I guess that kind of makes sense.
It does. They are hypocritical.
Only in fucking America do we have trannies saying they're Republicans. What's up, Caitlin? But yeah, so 18 of these dudes, they're not actually transgender. They're dudes. And they're not even hiding it. They're just like, oh yeah, we're women, wink, wink. It's like, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Okay. All right. Wonderful.
And the best thing is, on top of the other best thing, it worked. Because, like, when
Nobody called them on it?
No, they called them on it, but they're like, what? We're women, bro. We're chicks. That's how I identify. I'm a chick with a dick, bro.
Oh my god!
Now, I want to know if any of these guys actually won, because, I mean, I kind of admire the moxie there and taking the piss out of a stupid rule, but at the same time, I mean, if they're willing to do this, what else are they going to do once you actually give them some power?
Oh my god. Well, way to be progressive, Mexico.
Good job.
All right. Well, since we're muddying the waters of gender fluidity, get a load of this one. There's a woke language update.
Another one.
Okay. Every day another one. Now we're supposed to refer to men, not as men. That's hateful. We're supposed to refer to them as people who are at risk of testicular cancer.
That's the defining trait for a man.
Right.
Like, to these crazy people that believe in, like, the infinite genders.
Right, I can't wait to see the Tinder update for this one. Like, interested in people who are at risk for testicular cancer.
But hopefully who don't actually have it, because that's just, like, awkward, man.
And for women, okay? For women, we're supposed to refer to them not as women, but people who can get pregnant. So if you're infertile, well, fuck you, you're not a woman.
Well, I mean, until they can figure out a solve for the women being able to get pregnant thing and nobody else, they're just going to have to begrudgingly keep you guys around. I get the sense that, like, to the left, they would rather have no women. Like, if they could figure out a way to get some kind of, like, birthing bag robot to do that, you know, the procreation of the species for them, they'd be like, yep, that's preferable to actually having these people who can get pregnant around.
I mean, I don't know why they didn't just go, you know, if we're going to, you know, refer to women as just, you know, breeding machines, you know, why don't we just go full bore with it? I mean, you know, why not just refer to women as, you know, people who can make really good sandwiches.
Right, well, yeah, I mean, at least make it fun. Like, men could be, like, people that drink beer and mow the lawn.
Yeah! Oh my
women,
God.
people who look much better in a bathing suit. Anyway, how about this one? People who nobody watches play pro basketball.
Women.
Ding, ding, ding. You got that right. Well, Nike thinks that you're a hateful bigot if you're not watching the WNBA.
Really?
Now, of course, that means about 330... What do we have? 330 million people in this country?
Correct.
All right, so 329,980,000 people out there are hateful bigots because nobody watches the fucking WNBA. Like, nobody goes to the games.
Right.
They're boring. They suck. Like, I'm sorry, it's not because they're women, it's because they suck. Plenty of people watch women's tennis. Plenty of people, lots of people watch, like, the women's soccer team.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, it's actually, I mean, as insufferable as they are, they're better than the men's soccer team. But in the WNBA, they can't fucking shoot. They can't fucking dunk. They can barely dribble the ball. And they're, you know, always constantly shoving their political opinions down your throat. Not exactly a formula for getting me to turn it on. But Nike thinks that you're an asshole and they've just come up with the most pathetic, ridiculous commercial. I don't think it's going to convince anybody. Basically, it just says, the problem with the WNBA is that you're not watching.
Are you serious?
That's the tagline.
They're shaming us for not watching it?
Yeah, they're not like, hey, man, this is exciting, this is good. Hey, man, maybe you haven't given this a chance in 20 years or so, but check out these great clips. They're like, why are you so sexist?
Wow.
You need to watch these aggressive, ugly lesbians play shitty basketball.
Okay, you know what?
Look, maybe it is getting better. I mean, in today's day and age, maybe they're going to start letting men play.
Yeah.
You know, like if you can't quite make the NBA team, or maybe if you got a little old and you lost your spot on the team. Like, dude, Michael Jordan put some fake tits on him in a wig. Who wouldn't want to watch Michael Jordan play again?
Okay, you know what?
You want to be like Mike? What about being like Michelle?
That's ridiculous. All right, stop it. Stop it.
I don't know. This story's fucking stupid.
I actually have a story about the WNBA myself, though.
Let's keep it rolling. Why not?
All right. So another WNBA coach was suspended for body shaming a 6'8" opposing player during an argument with the referee. So basically,
all right. So is this an actual woman? I don't know if they're letting the alphabet people in.
You know, it's a great question. It is a great question. So supposedly, as far as I can tell, she is an actual woman, but she's 6'8" and she weighs like 235 pounds.
Okay.
So she's a gigantic woman. And so basically, the coach, was saying, she fouled one of the girls on his team. But it wasn't called. So he started yelling at the referee. And among some of the things he said, come on, she's 300 pounds.
I mean, honestly, that's the kind of shit coaches say.
Yeah.
Like, I remember back in the 90s when the NBA was kind of, like, worth watching. Like, I think it was Shaquille O'Neal when he was playing in the league. And, like, he could get away with anything. And they'd be like, what are you just going to let that big motherfucker just do whatever he wants? Like, they'd say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because he's
not
huge.
Not because they're body shaming him, but because he's a motherfucking giant.
And he's not going to go crying in the corner. Like, he's like, man, I don't know what to do anymore. Like, I really like playing basketball. But then the coach was yelling at me and being mean.
Well, apparently, Liz Cambridge was triggered by what the coach said, so she actually took to Instagram after the game to complain.
Oh, boy.
So now he's been suspended for a game and fined $10,000.
See, that's what's gonna get people to watch.
I can't wait to tune in.
That's amazing. I mean, 6'8" woman. Honestly, I mean, like she's probably, to be fair, she's probably one of the only players that's worth watching.
I mean, if she had that much of a problem with what he said about her, why didn't she just step on him?
Yeah, I mean, she's probably bigger than he is.
Yeah, just squash him. Don't go to Instagram and whine like a little bitch.
She's the fucking She-Hulk over there. Anyway, because this segment is going so well, and because we care about you people, I can't think of anything that would increase our downloads more than this. So let's make it 3 stories in a row about women's basketball. So I've got one here in the stack. So this is a college women's basketball story. So the coach of the University of Detroit Mercy has made the headlines because she caused the entire team to walk off and quit the team.
Wow.
Yeah, she apparently is some huge Black Lives Matter supporter. She wears BLM gear, like, on the fucking sidelines during the game.
Is that why they complained about her?
That's part of it. This is like a Catholic university. They're not, like, into the whole communism thing. But that's just a small aspect of it. The bigger thing is she's abusing all of these players.
Jesus.
So, like, all of the players, even their parents, they had to get their parents involved and their college students because she's emotionally, mentally, and physically abusing them. They've got multiple investigations. They've got an external investigation, an internal investigation into this woman. And of course, they also suck. They won, like, I think 1 game all year.
Oh, jeez.
Now, you'd think all of this would add up to this racist, politics-pushing, abusive psychopath maybe losing her job, right?
Right, you would think so. Yeah.
No, she's still there.
No.
The school is standing behind her. They don't want anybody to think they're racist, I'm assuming. But every single player, all 14 of these players, no longer is playing their sport.
Well, it should be really easy to replace 14 women basketball players who attend Detroit Mercy. That should be, I mean, honestly, it was the best course of action.
Just get the dudes to play. I mean, you want to be woke. If you want to be woke, you know how they say, go woke, go broke? I say go for broke.
There you go.
Anybody that didn't quite make the men's team, throw them on that girls' team.
Throw them in a wig.
They identify as women now. And then we can see how intersectional she is.
Love it.
Yeah, anyway, enough of this women's basketball shit.
Okay.
This was not... This didn't work for me.
Well, Nike says that, you're the problem.
Oops.
So, speaking of people in Michigan who should have been out of a job a long time ago, Governor Whitmer has canceled her 6 people per table rule as she was busted breaking her own restriction yet again.
Oh, so this is a follow-up on our story last week when she was out for fucking pitchers and wings.
Yeah.
With all her friends.
Apparently she just goes to dive bars, she goes to dinner, she has a group of people that for some reason enjoy hanging out with the Wicked Witch of the West.
It's because it's the only way that you're allowed to leave your house in the entire state of Michigan.
I'd rather stay in and die.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe they're alcoholics, I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's like, you can't leave your house unless you happen to have a chaperone who's also the fucking governor. Like she's...
Are you still calling her the governor? Don't you know that her official title is Her Glorious Majesty?
Yeah, the ice queen of the Midwest.
Yeah, exactly.
The Empress, the Royal Empress.
There you go.
But she
put some respect on her name, okay?
Yeah, she's arresting she's arrested restaurant owners for daring to be open. But then, maybe she gets a hankering for a steak or something. She's got to find somebody to open it up. No, I just think that's amazing. She's basically like, you caught me. Oops, oopsie doo. Well, here's the thing. It's not actually a law anymore. I changed it.
Did I not tell you guys that? Did I forget to mention that? Whoops.
That's what it's going to take to reopen Michigan. All you got to do is just follow her around and catch her. Because she's breaking every one of her own fucking rules. Just follow her around, catch her, call her on it. Oh yeah, no, that one it went away last week. Incidentally,
monkey see, monkey do. That's where we're at in politics in Michigan, folks.
Hey, whatever it takes out there. I don't know how anybody can still fucking live there.
I really don't know.
Anyway,
maybe you're not allowed to leave.
Don't give her any ideas. Anyway, speaking of Michigan, it looks like we're getting a call from there.
All right, I'll take this one. Area code 734. You're on with the War on Morons. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's me, Ernie, from Ypsilanti. Hey, can you hear me okay over the radio?
Yeah, Ernie, we can hear you all right.
Tracking everything we're doing.
All right, good, because I gotta be playing the InfoWar. There's a lot going on right now. People need to know what's happening. So I'm driving. I'm driving around Lansing, and I got my windows down. I got Alex turned up pretty loud, and I'm just.
Come on, son of a bitch! Excuse me.
What?
I'm sorry. I thought you were just driving past somewhere or something. Why would you be blasting Alex Jones while you're calling us?
I'm the Paul Revere. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. It's getting. I mean, we're coming to the end point here, and these globalists they're running wild. So I got to make sure everybody can hear. You know what multitasking is?
Yeah, but I mean, geez, Ernie, can you turn it down?
It's all make-believe. While the global...
Yeah, right, just for a minute.
Jeez, thanks.
All right. So I'm multitasking because I'm on a mission, about this. I got to do something about this Gretchen Whitmer.
Oh, my God. Didn't you get arrested
I call her Gretchen
to
Hitler. She's my arch nemesis. She's my number one enemy. She put me in jail again. I just got out.
What a shocker.
A couple days ago. And then I heard what you guys were saying because when the commercial comes on, that's when I listen around the radio, and that's when I was listening to you guys. Just till the commercial was over, of course.
Thanks.
Well, but I heard you talking about Gretchen Hitler, and it's been established. It's well known she's a demon. It's been well established. It's well known she's evil. That we can agree, correct?
I will agree that she's evil. I am still out on the demonic element. Just look at her eyes. If you don't believe me, believe the eyes. Okay, Ernie.
You look her in the eyes. Anyway, I heard that she's going out. She's going to the bar. She's closing down dive bars all over Lansing and East Lansing and everything like that. So I'm looking for her, and I've been driving to all the different bars here, out here, and I'm gonna find her.
Why are you stalking Gretchen Whitmer? You should leave her alone. She's had you arrested twice already.
Well, see, I haven't had a chance to talk to her and explain why I need to take her down and take her out.
I don't think she wants to hear it, Ernie.
Well, I need to exercise the state of Michigan. That's my job. I'm the one-man militia, and Gretchen Hitler she's bad business for Michigan. She's bad business for the world, and I gotta find which bar she's going to. I went to one earlier. It's called the Backdoor Tavern, and I thought maybe she'd be there because, she's always sneaking in the back door because she doesn't want people to know. Because if I can't go to the bar, how come she can go to the bar,
Okay.
She wasn't in there. It was a bunch of guys wearing leather. It was...
The Backdoor Tavern.
Yeah, they were playing Village People songs.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. You know what a bear is?
Unfortunately, I do.
They said I'm a bear, and I said you got it right. I'm like a grizzly bear that hasn't had his dinner. Because when I see Gretchen Hitler, I'm gonna tear her to shreds.
Ernie, don't you have somebody to care for you? I feel like you should be on medication.
No, my wife left me, and she took the kids. Because I think she has been corrupted by the globalists. I've been trying to tell her for many years. I've been trying to tell her, don't drink the water. First off, don't give the kids any of the water. I mean, we know about the glyphosates, and I showed her Endgame many times. I showed her the DVD of Endgame. I came to her work. Anyway, she left me, so I've got plenty of time. I could devote it to Gretchen Hitler, and when I find her, I just look in her eyes. I see the devil. I see the devil in her eyes.
Okay, Ernie. Well, I would beg you to reconsider, but I know that you won't. So.
Maybe I'll have a drink with her too. I was looking really close at the picture the other day, and I said, she's evil and she's a demon, but she's not all bad. Maybe she'll be at the next bar. Maybe I can have a little chat.
All right. Well, good luck with that, Ernie.
All right. Take your brain force.
I really hope that, we don't get blamed for giving him that idea. I don't know what's wrong in his brain and why nobody's, shoving...
I don't know why they keep letting him out of jail.
Why aren't they shoving antipsychotics down his throat like they're fucking candy at this point?
Ernie's, the only guy that they let out of jail after the Capitol thing.
That's true.
Maybe they MK Ultra'd him. If you... You see if he's got a copy of The Catcher in the Rye on. If you happen to be around Lansing and you see a lunatic stalking the fucking governor.
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be pretty hard for him to get away with stalking anybody. Doesn't he blare Alex Jones very loudly out of his van?
Yeah, he does. That might
give him away.
It's like the Jaws theme. Except for it's like super male vitality. Get it now. It's on sale. I've never ever had a sale before. This sale is going away tomorrow. You ever realize that guy always has a sale?
Hey, we're running a sale.
Oh yeah, that's a perfect segue. Let's run this ad with a great sale for our listeners.
Sounds good.
Hi, my name is Dr. Felsmere from Beverly Hills, California. Now, of course, everybody listening here knows that I am running for governor of this great state, and I am going to make California beautiful again. But, the election, it's not till the fall. And in the meantime, it's summertime in the Golden State. And that means it's a perfect time to come down to Dr. Felsmere's Felsmere Plastic Surgery and Laser Center right here in Beverly Hills. And I want to make sure that you are ready in November. So if you come down to get some work done and you show your voter registration, I'll give you 5% off. That's 5% off facelifts, tummy tucks, liposuction, and breast augmentation. Oh, yeah. And let's be honest. If you're listening to this show, you probably need it. So come on down and let me make you look, good enough to stay here when I take over. Oh, yeah. I'm Jack Felsmere, and I approve this message.
Great. Dr. Felsmere's just negging people into giving him business and votes. Love that. Love that for him.
Whatever it takes.
That's about what
we got to get Newsom out of there. They haven't come up with a better solution. Why not that freaking lunatic?
I mean, honestly, isn't the only alternative to Newsom at this point Caitlyn Jenner?
I fucking hope not.
I mean,
I would vote for Newsom. I
haven't heard anybody else besides the lunatics that call our show say that they're going to run for governor there.
I've heard some rumors. That I don't want to get into it too much, but apparently they really want us to vote for the crazy man in a dress that was on a reality show. Like what?
Progress, folks. We're making progress.
You realize they're just doing that so they can make fun of you. Like if he wins, they're going to make fun of you. They're like, look at these racist, sexist Republicans, and yet they all voted for Caitlyn Jenner, but they still hate her. And then if you don't vote for it and you lose, which you will, because they rig their elections out there, because there's a lot more of them that'll vote for Newsom no matter what he does, then will vote for Jenner. Then they're going to be like, there's racist, sexist Republicans out there. They refuse to vote for Caitlyn Jenner because they are transphobic. It's a lose-lose. It's a setup. Anyway, it's actually also a pretty good segue to our final block of the evening, starting with this ridiculous story that I don't even really understand, but it was just so weird and I had to put it in the stack. So, you guys watch The Office?
Yeah.
So, I guess the woman that played a character called Erin in The Office, she's getting canceled.
What?
Everybody is just swarming on her. She's a racist. She's a bad person.
What did she do?
Well, you see, in 1999, when she was a teenager, she won a weird beauty contest.
Okay. Was the beauty contest like whites only KKK's Prettiest Princess?
No, but they kind of make some assumption. It is a really weird beauty contest. So it was called let me see if I can find it in the article here. So this is in St. Louis, where she's from, and it's called the Veiled Prophet Ball.
Is that some Mormon thing? What is that?
It kind of seems like it. So she was crowned the queen of the ball. It looks like one of these weird old-fashioned things that you see some people do, like down south or whatever. Now everybody's looking at this, and there's like,
I'm looking at the pictures of this. This does not look like what goes on in the South. Okay, this looks like something that goes on in a ghost music video. I don't.
Yeah, it's as weird as like a Skull and Bones kind of deal. There's some weird shit that happens there too, right? But they didn't cancel John Kerry. They canceled George Bush. It's a weird traditional thing. Like, apparently this thing's been around long enough that it was started by a Civil War veteran. So it dates back to the 1870s. And I guess that's what they jumped on, because this is like a kind of like a debutante ball. And they're like, oh, so it was started by somebody that fought for the South in the Civil War, therefore she owned slaves.
What?
Well, you know how they make jumps.
I mean, how old was she when this happened?
She was 19, so...
19 years old. I mean, I don't know. I have to imagine that, like, what do they do? I mean, you know how, like, in Miss Congeniality, they ask, describe your perfect day, and she's like, oh,
I lynched somebody.
April 9th. Right? Like, what was this beauty pageant like, for God's sake?
It just looks like a kind of like a weird beauty pageant. Just like an old, weird... like kind of fringy thing, but nothing actually racist. They just were like, this looks kind of racist, and these are white people having a good time. Therefore, Nazi, literal Nazi, and they're like canceling her. They're calling her these so-called official like publications, like the AV Club and stuff is out there, and they're just like, oh yeah, Ellie Kemper, that's the name of the actress. She's another rich white celebrity with a racist past. They're acting like they found a picture of her in an SS uniform.
Oh, Jesus. I don't know. I mean, honestly, they didn't cancel Prince Harry, and he literally did wear an SS uniform. What do you have to do? Like, she clearly, like, they blackmailed her.
They must have looked up her voter registration. They're like, oh my God, she voted for Trump.
Yep. It had to be that.
She's from Missouri. She probably did.
Because we're not canceling Prince Harry, okay?
Maybe we should. But not because of that, the whole Nazi uniform thing. Because he's a fucking loser.
Yeah, well.
You see that thing the other day? He was like, I don't understand these Americans and their freedom of speech. So, ick. Okay, I don't know if he said the word ick, but he was basically like, what's with this First Amendment? Why don't you just get rid of it?
Well, why don't you just go back to Canada, you dumb fuck?
Maybe they'll take him there. They won't take him to England.
Oh, my
They're like,
God.
you fuckers are stuck with him. We're washing our hands of that asshole and his wife.
Oh, man. Maybe he can go down to Australia. Anyways.
Yeah, but not in the summer.
No.
No, in Q2.
Q2. Meanwhile, another Twitter-dwelling bird brain actually posted something even crazier than canceling Erin from The Office. Basically, she wants...
Oh, no, they're going after Pam?
No.
Jim?
No, it has nothing to do with The Office.
All right, because I ran out of characters.
Okay, good to know. Basically, there's a lady on Twitter who wants all men of the world to know that if you don't go out with her, you're fat-phobic. You will be attracted to her, or else you will be labeled a bigot.
But this new Amy Schumer, like, this side of her is just really unappealing. You remember when she asked...
This side of her is unappealing.
Well,
was there any side of her that was appealing?
She used to be kind of funny, but now she's just out there saying, you're fat-phobic? Are you fat-phobic if you don't think she's funny? It's not actually Amy Schumer, is it?
No, it's not Amy Schumer.
All right, well, I'm just going to just picture that it is. But no, tell me more.
Okay, well, basically, the woman in her picture looks like this. So she's got the crazy eyes, okay?
She looks like she'll cut your penis off with garden shears.
She will. And basically, she's just saying, you have to be, willing to go out with her. Let me see if I can pull up the actual tweet.
I think it's been deleted.
I'm hoping so.
Oh, no, it's still there. It is still there. Unbelievable.
Wow.
And she's cutting a TikTok, too.
Yeah. So she's cutting a TikTok.
Little wheelchairs.
She's like saying, like, or, if he isn't attracted to bigger girls or people aren't attracted to, like, smaller girls, like, everyone's entitled to their own preferences. Somebody said that to her, and she's like, oh, no, you're wrong.
You will find a way to get it up for me.
Right, exactly. And if
it might be her personality. I'm just putting I'm just flying this out there. It might have something to do with your personality, too, you crazy bitch.
It might.
Yeah.
It might.
But, I mean, the fact that she coined the term fat-phobic... That's peak 2021, isn't it?
I love it.
Oh, God, her eyes just popped up again.
That's one tactic that, I would have never dreamed to come out with. I mean, Yeah,
if you're trying to corner a man, especially if you're trying to corner a liberal man, just accuse him of being some kind of a bigot. Whatever it is. Yeah, we've already seen
you won't propose to me because you're fat-phobic. Ladies, no more waiting for a ring.
Oh, it's because I got a dick, isn't it? you know that's next. You know that honestly is probably already happening. It's like, oh, I see. So you're transphobic. You won't go out with me. Lady, you've got a fucking beard. That's right, bitch. Anyway, if you think this is bad, buckle up, folks, because fat phobia is only, one part of a much larger bit of lunacy. So there's a whole term for it. It's called critical looks theory.
What?
And this is... It's just the latest insanity. So this is the idea that if you're attractive, then you're basically a colonizer and you're taking advantage of people because you benefit from a violent system of lookism.
Okay, I know that I'm not like a Victoria's Secret model or anything, but back in my younger days, I will say that, yes, as a young woman, I did benefit from being an attractive young woman.
All right, Eva Braun.
How dare we try to take this away from people? I mean, honestly, like, nobody's good looking forever.
Well, and I mean, some people, this is all they fucking have.
Yeah!
You know what I mean? I mean, that's kind of a lot of people. It's,
I mean, what's the most that you're going to benefit? You get some free drinks at a bar?
Yeah, eventually, like, I mean, if that's all you bring to the table, they're not going to want to be around you for very long.
Seriously.
But yeah, some fat ugly woman on Twitter posted this. So she's saying that
I love this. So are beautiful people bad people? Yes.
Yes, just simple, just down to one word. Yes, they are, and they should hang themselves. So she's saying, yeah, if you're born and you look conventionally attractive, you're a bad person because everybody else looks ugly in comparison to you, and that makes them feel bad. So I guess this is, I mean, obviously this is a companion to the whole critical race theory nonsense. So if you're attractive and you're white and you're a male and you're straight, are you worse than Hitler? Are you worse than Mao?
I think I have a solution for it. I really do. I think I have a solution. Here's what we do.
Keep getting those shots, everybody. You'll get half your face will be paralyzed, and you'll be drooling.
The oppressed people. So all the uggos, the fatties, the trannies, the whatever else you got, right? All the uggos. Just let them live up on the surface world, right? Do whatever they want. Let them have the tree farts. Let them have the stolen election. Let them have Joe Biden as their president. Fine. All of us sane, normal, straight, conventionally attractive people, we'll go underground.
In the sewer with that crazy woman?
No.
Drinking Gatorades?
We're going to go through the wormhole, folks. We're going to find that utopian paradise. It's going to be like a whole new world. We don't need to wait on Elon Musk. We'll just go through the wormhole.
You know what? Elon's kind of funny looking. I don't know if he can.
No,
I don't know if he's allowed to.
He can't come with us.
No, fuck Elon Musk. This is great. But we've actually got to move on because it's that time. He's actually calling in right now. It looks like he's calling in on our special guest line.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Anderson McKenzie, the author of From DQ to GQ. What perfect timing, by the way.
Seriously.
Because he is definitely one of the beautiful people.
He is.
If you've read the book, he breaks that down for you. But he didn't start out as one. So he'll be able to help you on that journey. That's enough. That's enough pumping him up. Should I patch him in?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to bring him on right now.
All right. Anderson McKenzie, are you there?
I am here. Can you hear me? Am I coming through good?
Yeah. Anderson, thank you so much for joining us. We're thrilled to have you on the show.
No, thank you for having me on the show. You know, I'm so excited to talk to you about my groundbreaking novel. From DQ to GQ, it's a story everyone in your audience, I'm sure, can relate to because I've listened to your show before. So thanks for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey? I mean, how did you kind of get started on this?
Well, one day I was sitting in the Dairy Queen. That's why it's just from DQ. I was sitting in the Dairy Queen doing what I did far too many times in my life. You know, I really had a soft spot for soft serve, and I really like getting what they call a blizzard. You know what that is? It's like an ice cream that they split up.
Yeah. They like have the mix-ins and stuff. Uh-huh.
I tell them to mix everything in there. I said, put the mini M&Ms, put the Reese's Pieces, put the Oreos, put it all in there, baby, and mix that thing to oblivion. And then I want you to turn it upside down, just so I can make sure that it's creamy enough and the ice cream doesn't fall out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I would do that, and I would eat the blizzard, and then I'd knock them back one after the other. And then I'd polish it all off with a chili dog, maybe 2, maybe 3. Look, I'm not going to mince words. I was a disgusting fat ass. I was a piece of shit. I was the fattest person on my block. I was probably the fattest person in my state. I jiggled when I walked. I mean, you know the drill. I was repulsive. I looked like, you ever see that movie Star Wars?
Yeah.
I think the third one, where there's a big fat guy, and he's got the princess on a leash and everything.
Oh.
And he sticks it to,
oh my God, Anderson! I'm sure it wasn't that bad.
That was me. They called me Jabba the Hutt, the Pizza the Hut, fat butt, whatever you want to say. I was repulsive, and that was my life. My life was, going down to that Dairy Queen. I couldn't walk there. I had a personal mobility scooter. My fat ass just kind of spilling out over the sides of it, and I just scoot on down to the DQ, and I just say, "Look, man, just you know what I need. I need a fix. I need my blizz fix."
Wow.
I was gross. And I'm not gross anymore.
Yeah, how did you turn it all around? I mean, I'm looking at the picture on your book. I mean, you would never think that you...
I am a sexy man now, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm the sexiest. I'm cut. I got a six-pack. I got more than a six-pack. Let me count them. 7, 8, 9, 10. I got a 10-pack.
Wow, I didn't know that was physically possible.
Look, I'm a sexy man. That's why they put me on the cover. I'm a fitness model. I went from fitting this ice cream down my, shoving it into my throat to just lifting every day, crunching, running on a treadmill, leg pressing, chest pressing, all the different fitness things. I do. I live and breathe for fitness. I do it all the time now. You know what I mean? I do it all the time.
Wow.
I just got done from the gym just now, because the gym is, you think a sugar rush or something. You think eating some ice cream is something. Well, look, can I use blue language?
Sure, go for it.
Fuck ice cream. That's what I say. Fuck ice cream. And that's actually chapter 3 of my book. Fuck ice cream and fuck hot bitches instead. That's what I say. And the only way you can do that is if you stop looking like Jabba the Hutt. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, because, these women out there, they don't care about anything but how good you look and how much you got in the bank. Well, guess what? I got a lot in the bank now, too, because I am a fitness model. I'm on the cover of magazines, half naked. I'll get all the way naked, too. I'll send you a picture, but you gotta have to pay for it because that's how sexy I am. But you know this. You've seen my book.
Yeah. Wow. Very confident. I mean, that's awesome.
And that just goes to show you, if you believe in yourself enough and you work out hard enough and you lift those irons and you lift those the weights and you ride the exercise bicycle machine, you can get cut. You can get sexy. And I did that in less than a year. I went from looking like the flabby, the Stay Puffed Marshmallow Man to looking like I do now.
That's insane.
Fabio ain't got nothing on me. I'm sexier than Fabio.
Let me ask you, Anderson, with a weight loss that fast, most people would have loose skin. How did you avoid that?
I don't get loose skin because I work out so hard. And that's chapter 6. Work out hard and stay hard all the time. Never stop being hard. That's the name of the chapter. And I was talking to my friend Dr. Felsmere earlier. I think you had him on on. Did you play a commercial from him?
Yeah.
Dr. What's his name? Felsmere, right? How do you spell that?
Felsmere.
That's right. Just in case people in the audience don't know, he's running a really great special right now. So if you don't know how to work out good like me and get sexy like me, so you can have 10-pack abs, so you can pull all the hot tail, so you can have 8 figures in your bank account, well, Dr. Felsmere is the way to do it, because it's hard work. You know how hard I have to work out? I have to work out 15 hours a day.
What?
And I'm really tired at the end of the day, and my muscles ache and they hurt.
Anderson, I don't think that's physically possible. I mean,
that's what they say. They say, Anderson, how do you do it? How do you do it? And I say, dedication and belief in myself. But I know that not everybody in your audience believes in themselves. I know a lot of them are probably sad people, but then they just want to look like me without doing the work. And the great news is you can do that now with Felsmere Plastic Surgery and Laser Center, the absolute best doctor in California. And I hear he's running for governor too. I can't wait to cast my vote for Dr. Felsmere. He's a hero.
Anderson,
doing what he's done to.
Why do you keep plugging Dr. Felsmere?
Well, Dr. Felsmere, he does great work. He's a great surgeon. When I went under, not everybody can do what I did. I was saying when I went under the workout bench and I started pumping those weights,
Anderson,
I was thinking in the back of my head,
that you went under the knife?
Why would you accuse me of something like that? I wouldn't do that. I'm sexy. Sexy people don't need to do that. That's for that's for the fat asses out there listening. But I'm telling you, you can too. But you probably can't do it like I did. It takes a lot of work. I'm spending 19, 20 hours a day, lifting.
Okay, there is no damn way you're spending 19 to 20 hours a day exercising.
Some days I do. I did. Yesterday I did.
Do you have a crippling meth addiction? Like, what the hell's up with that?
I'm addicted to staying a sexy, good-looking man that makes a lot of money, and it's great for my life.
Anderson, why don't you just come clean? Because it sounds to me like you achieved an impossible weight loss in an impossible period of time with absolutely no loose skin, and for some reason you're really, really good friends with Dr. Felsmere? I mean, did you have plastic surgery to achieve these results?
I don't even know what... I don't know why. No, of course not. But I'm glad you mentioned it, and I'm glad you brought up Dr. Felsmere because he is running a special.
Stop it!
You
with
happen
the
to have
special,
that promo
Anderson.
code?
You're
it's 5% off, and I think if you show your voter, what?
You're telling people to read your book so that they can achieve the same results, but it sounds to me like you didn't achieve those results at all. That you went under the knife.
Well, I mean, look. I know that that's easier for you to believe than to believe how hard I worked and how dedicated I am. But if you read my book, you'll understand that, you don't have it in you. You can't do this. I did it. I'm Anderson McKenzie. But you can't. But Dr. Felsmere can do it for you. And he's a great surgeon. He's a great doctor. He's even operated on children before. He makes them look sexy.
Anderson, what the hell?
Hey, can you go back and is there a 7-second delay? I didn't mean to say children are sexy.
No, there's no 7-second delay. And why don't you
I'm not a pedophile. Look, here, honestly, actually, that brings me up to another point.
Oh.
Because if you doubt me in my weight loss journey, then you support Jared from Subway. It's either me or him.
What?
You're either with me or you're with Jared from Subway, and he's a child rapist. Are you with Jared from Subway?
What does this have to do with Jared from Subway? All I'm asking.
Well, you're doubting that I can do it, and I lift so many weights. I'm lifting weights right now. Oh man, I'm getting a pump on.
Anderson, stop it!
You get a pump like me, or you can get a pump like Jared Fogle, the child molester.
Stop it, Anderson. This is just sad. You should just be honest about how you did what you did. People respect
Dr.
honesty.
Felsmere, Dr. Felsmere, go to Felsmere and Associates, get yourself some surgery. You can look almost as good as me without having to work this hard, and you'll be very happy. And make sure you vote for Felsmere for governor of California. And also you can buy my book if you can find it.
All right, Anderson, this was just embarrassing. So, you know.
Hey, Anderson out.
Okay, well, kind of feel really stupid that we built that guy up for the past 2 weeks.
I mean, I thought... at this point, I don't even know if there's an actual book.
What did we learn from him? Hire Dr. Felsmere and neg women?
I think that was Dr. Felsmere. I mean, it kind of sounded like him, didn't it?
It kind of sounded like him.
Fuck.
Oh, my God.
Every time we try to get a guest on, I don't know. And then what was that shit about Garrett from Subway?
I don't even want to revisit that. Good God.
All right. I mean... Sorry, folks. We tried to do something, a little different.
We tried to end on a high note for once, but...
I just feel dirty now. I feel like he took advantage of us. I don't know.
Let's just call it for the week.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week for episode 85. Let us know what you think down in the chat. But, sorry about this McKenzie guy. He could go to hell.
All right. Have a good week, folks.